Palo Alto recently announced their earnings, but the unusual announcement came because it was after the market closed on Friday. The CEO said that he felt his cybersecurity company was different from other cybersecurity companies out there, and one way to differentiate themselves was to have an earnings call after the Friday close. Now, what was interesting was you had 5,000 analysts dial into the conference call. That was the most on a quarterly report for Palo Alto in 5 years. Before we get into the analysis, let's look at this article, and it is coming from Investors Business Daily. Palo Alto Network jumps 15% in Reef Rally after Friday report. So Palo Alto Network stock soared 15% on Monday as fears about the cybersecurity firm's unusual Friday night earnings release turned out to be much ado about nothing. The unusual decision to announce fiscal fourth quarter earnings after the market closed on the week's last trading day ignited angst on Wall Street leading up to the release. It even caught Jim Cramer off guard. Let's listen in.
All right, now we start talking some stocks. We'll start with a mad dash. We got an opening bell, 2.5 minutes from now. Palo Alto.
Yeah, you got it.
Whipsawed some people on Friday.
Okay, so there were 14 price target increases today. 14. And one of the reasons was, this is a rather amazing story. The whisper was, this is a man, Nikesh, who, by the way, one of the best performers of the era, has just got a new contract. He's trying to get the company to $100 billion, S&P company. He decided to give a conference call Friday after the close. Now, he told everybody, including yours truly, that he had to do this because he had a huge meeting with the sales force this weekend, and he wanted to be able to make it so that everybody had the information, so that nobody, all at once, dissemination. Now, I got no less than 4 people, I never speak to these hedge funds because I find them typically just talking their insane book, saying this is going to be the biggest short.
Right.
He's going to miss.
People
He's
thought
going
it was
to
going
miss
to be a
all
blow
targets.
up.
Right. And I go back to Nikesh, and he says, look, I'd like to come on the show. I was very, very clear that you come on the show Monday. David, it was an outstanding quarter, but the best thing about it is it began with a pastiche of songs that talk about Friday. Because he totally knew what was going on. And he snookered, but he didn't snooker anybody who took him seriously. He snookered all those who felt, well, this can't be true. This
Summer
man,
Friday after the close, he's got to be having bad news because that's when else would you do
and
it?
The bad news was so fabulous that we had 14 price target increases. It was fantastic.
And there you can see
won
the stock
so
is
many
gonna be
big
up.
contracts. There are so many cyber threats out there. He has a platform. Nobody else has a platform. He is winning business from everybody, and it was one of the most impressive, albeit long conference calls that I've ever been on.
Right.
And it was so detailed and with such great scrutiny. He is a rigorous thinker. And those who are short the stock today, David, they are sending me an invitation to their funeral.
But analysts liked the longer-term outlook the company gave. It projected compound annual growth rate for revenue of 18% at the midpoint of its range. Palo Alto was the first S&P 500 company to release earnings after market on a Friday in nearly 3 years, according to market research. So the chairman and CEO stated the following on the earnings call. Our choice on Friday has definitely made us the topic du jour these past 2 weeks and has made for some very interesting reading of all the analysts' notes. Aurora continues, we apologize to people who are inconvenienced, but as we have mentioned in our press release, we want to give ample time to analysts to have one-on-one calls with us over the weekend, and we have a sales conference that kicks off on Sunday. Now, let's get into the charts, and really we just need to go to the daily chart. Now, before the price collapse this month, we had what was previous all-time highs when price breached and then eventually closed above this resistance band at 215, it became support. Now let's scroll down to the weekly chart. Typically when you have a breakout from, in this case, resistance, price typically tests before moving higher. In this case, you had a rally higher into this resistance band. You had a couple of doji candles or basing candles and then the rally out. So price dipped in, kind of hovered, closed below, actually went all the way down to 200 and then shot up on earnings. Now going back to the monthly chart, when price was at 200, the target was 300 based on Wall Street expectations a couple of months ago. Now, never chase price. As you can see, price closed lower than the high for the day. Question is, are we going to get a close of the gap? Or are we going to get basin before the continuation higher? Time will tell. The next earnings is in November, which is eons away. However, if you look at the weekly chart, moving averages are still pointing up. So the momentum is to the upside. Look for price to continue to move higher this year into the close of the year, potentially seeing a Santa Claus rally as price get closer to that $300 round hole psychological number. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.